we're going to dedicate this piece to fiction writers that we wrote. It's a piece of fiction, especially when I especially want to dedicate it to my fiction mentor at UNO, Rick Barton. Last night I dreamed I was living in a pigsty. I walked in their muck and watched them swilling from the trough every day. I was carrying my 2 children on my back. One was 15 and the other was 5. Now, there came this new pig to the sty. He was called Gin Pig. And the Gin Pig stood on his hind legs in front of the other pigs and announced that their swill ration was to be cut. And he held up a bucket and he showed the pigs how they were going to get, how much they were going to get in the coming meal. And so this news had caused a stir among the pigs. And the biggest, fattest, strongest pigs in the sty pushed their colleagues out of the way to go and stand next to the Gin Pig so that they could get their ration first. And they put on robes and silly hats and stood just below the Gin Pig with great pomp and high seriousness. And one of them made a speech saying, "We thank the Gin Pig for giving us this reduced portion. God created you more with less, not be wasteful with what we have." And the Gin Pig made them to distribute the swill, but at the last minute he substituted another smaller bucket for the one he had previously showed, and he gave that to the robed pigs on stage with orders to distribute around the sty. Now the robed pigs fell on the bucket and gorged themselves greedily. And as they ate, some of the swill spilt onto the floor and ran down their filthy bodies, and all the rest of the pigs in the sty hurried to get their share from the floor at their feet. So after some days of this disgusting display, the pigs began forming groups and alliances, teams devoted to grabbing as much of Gin Pig's garbage as could be had at any given feeding. These groups were led by the more cunning of the robed pigs, those most adept in using their fellows' greed to their own advantage. And one of these that emerged as a natural leader was called simply Big Pig. And Big Pig proudly strutted with his consorts and told all the other pigs the following: "I own this sty. You don't take a shit in this sty unless I say so." And now Big Pig had one pig who was his special consort, a great fat sow who he led around by a string attached to a ring in her nose. And Big Pig forbade anyone to speak directly to him. Everyone had to talk to the sow, who then relayed the message to Big Pig. And likewise, Big Pig refused to answer or address anyone except through the sow. And Big Pig was very proud of his sow, and he told everyone he had liberated her from bondage. But the sow was sour and unhappy from the ring in her nose, which made her unpleasant in relaying Big Pig's messages to his supplicants. And then one day, Big Pig appeared with 5 more assistants, 3 boars and 2 sows on leashes behind him. He strutted proudly onto the stage with these in tow, their nostrils distended from his constant tugging on the reins. And everyone wondered how Big Pig would be able to feed such a large consort, but he soon showed them. When Gin Pig came that day and gave his usual talk about the ongoing swill scarcity, again showing one bucket and handing out another, Big Pig swung into action even the older and more experienced pigs. And Big Pig took the bucket and upended it into its great limitless gullet, downing most of it in great gulps before throwing the bucket to the clamoring mob. Then, to everyone's amazement, Big Pig arrayed his boars and sows around him and vomited the swimmer into their mouths, one by one, nourishing them with his own offal. Everyone stood back horrified at this disgusting display, but Big Pig, far from being ashamed, strutted about the front stage, praising his entourage, calling them the most intelligent and proud pigs in the sky, even as he pulled them around by their leashes. And as he spoke, Big Pig's eye roamed the audience, and then it fell upon me. I shuddered involuntarily as I beheld his awful body, great rolls of fat over his belt, and his face and body was smeared with swill. I had to look away in horror, and this was my downfall, for now Big Pig directed all his attention to me, and he spoke.
You have looked away from my lovely countenance, and I shall not forget it.
And then he added,
I see you are carrying my children on your back. Bring them to me.
I turned and made to run away with my children. I asked the pigs around me for help, but they were too afraid of Big Pig to offer. One of them even grabbed me and held me until Big Pig could approach. He took my children on my back, calling them by unfamiliar names, saying,
Ah, yes, here are my children that I have carried and raised all these years.
And he threw my children to his assistants who fought over them, ripping them apart so that each could have a little piece. And Big Pig said to me,
Little pig, I'm sorry that Chip Pig has commanded you to leave the sky.
What? I said, I heard no such command. But Big Pig did not answer, but only gestured for his henchman to put me out, and I walked away over the pasture. I could hear the pigs grooming themselves and my children as I walked, and I was filled with grief.